Okay, we have a deck special for you today. This is going to be a karakuri build, and of course, they are so underrated, this format, but I think they can make a big come through. Okay, let's get started. First, two merchants. This allows you to search out your useful spells such as anatomy and showdown castle, along with your other monsters as well. Next is three strategist. This is your main tuner. This is what gives you your OTK. This is the main card in this deck. Without three, this deck is nothing. Next, you have a Karakuri Watchdog. Watchdog is good because it can be switched from attack to defense and from defense to attack. Plus, it's a level 4 tuner, so it makes it really good for getting out Steel Shogun and helping with your OTK. Not to mention, he boosts up attack when he takes damage, and when he's in attack mode, he can't be destroyed by battle. Then you have two Karakuri soldiers. This is your main searcher for the deck. Whenever he's destroyed by battle, you bring out another Karakuri, level 4 or lower Karakuri from your deck, which is all of them. Really good. Decent attack with limiter and other cards. Probably one of the bigger cards in this deck for attack wise. Karakuri Ninja Quick. Plus, he can search cards out of your graveyard. He can take any level 4 or lower out of your graveyard when he destroys a monster by battle, which with Showdown Castle is a lot easier than it sounds. 1700 attack. Probably one of the better monsters in this deck. Really helpful. And he's a big part of the OTK. The Beat Stick. The Beat Stick for Karakuris. Karakuri Muso Hypa. 2100 attack. 1100 defense. This card's really good. The only downside is it gets switched to defense mode after battles. But besides that, it's probably one of the best cards around. Big part of the OTK. It can do a lot of damage. Then, the last monsters, you have two Cyber Dragons. I love Cyber Dragon. Very versatile. You can use it in multiple situations. And it's probably it's definitely one of the most used cards around. Now for the spells. You have three Karakuri Showdown Castle. This card is big. Whenever you attack, you can switch the battle position of a face-up monster you attack. Not to mention, it can bring back any card from Quick to Hypa to Watchdog, all the way up to your synchros of Steel Shogun and regular Shogun. It's a giant part of this deck. You have to run three. If not, it will not run successfully. Another big card, Karakuri Anatomy. Place a counter on it every time a card is Karakuri monster's battle position is changed. Very big, really good card. You get to draw two. Very easy to get counters on this card. A big card for getting counters on this card is Karakuri Cash Cash. It allows you to bring level 4 or lower from your deck to your hand, which is any of your Karakuris. Not to mention, it switches your monster's battle position, which puts a counter on anatomy. Now, for a pretty much staple that will be limited soon, Book of Moon. When the new ban list comes out in a week, this will definitely be two compulsories instead. Compulsory, I think, has pretty much the exact same ability. That's half the time you're sending your Book of Moons anyway. And you still have that one Book of Moon if you need it tech, so that if you need it immediately. 3 Book of Moons is good, and again, think about compulsory when the new ban list comes out. For spell trap removal, you have MST and Nobleman. If you run Solemn Warnings in this, you want 2 MSTs, but if you don't, Nobleman is big because it removes Solemn Warnings from your opponent's decks, and I've really attacked people with this because it gets rid of their Solemn Warnings. All of them. Staples, Giant Trunade, Dark Hole, and Monster Reborn. These are just staples. Everybody needs them. Like every deck runs them. It's just implied. Then you have last two, limit removal and Pot of Avarice. You're gonna go through your monsters pretty quick. Pot of Avarice helps get them back, and limit removal. A lot of them don't have really high attacks. They have about medium attack, and this could really help get through stuff. Plus, it can help OTK them if you needed to, or take a big chunk out of the life points. 3, Trick House. Another big card. You can search it out with Merchant, and every time battle position is changed, you destroy one card on the field. This card is big. It's really good. And the rulings, if your monster attacks, a declaration of attack, your monster switches battle position. So technically, if you were to activate this and destroy that monster, your monster would not be destroyed due to phases of your battle phase. Really, really good card, especially with that. It's pretty much what they tried to make Clock into, but failed miserably with the rulings. Staples, double bottomless. Double D Prison, of course. A card I really like, and not a lot of people run. 7 Tools of the Bandit. It can stop Solemn Warning, it can stop Solemn Judgment because it's a counter, and it's really good. It's in all of my. I run this in all of my decks, and it freaking techs. It's a great tech. It's amazing. I don't see why not. I don't see that many people running a lot of them. Mirror Force, of course. I'd prefer a Solemn Warning in here over a over one of your bottomlesses. You could probably throw a Solemn Judgment in there if you need to. Maybe even Pot of Duality. But I don't have any of those in this deck because I don't have them. Now here's the extra deck. 1 Armory Arm. I do this just because it's a low 4. I don't think it was in here before I switched my deck around, so it's not really big. I'd say probably Cataster or Magical Android would be better. Then you have for 6s, of course, you have your Brio and Goyo, which I know everybody, it blows. Goyo is getting fucking smashed upon. So those are 2 level 5s you could take into consideration. Remember, he's a machine, so he helps, especially with Cyber Dragon. You can even use him with Cyber Dragon to make a big punch out of your Chimera Tech. Level 6s, you can run Brio, Goyo, and Iron Chain. 3 really good cards. You're most likely not going to be going for these cards because you're going to want to be going for your Shoguns, because your Shoguns are big. They are major OTK. I only have 2 Shogun Buries. I need a third. But remember, you need 3 if you want this deck to be successful. You might not need 3, but it's better to have 3. I have to hurry up. Then you have your Black Rose Dragon, of course. 1 Stardust Dragon. Colossal Fighter, because it's a good card. And because before I changed my deck around, I had the Colossal Armory Arm OTK going. Steel Shogun Burrito. I would like a second one. It could help, but 1 is okay. Having 1 is okay. The one you need more of is the regular Shogun. I tech this because it's pretty good. If not, you could run a second Stardust if you need it. And then, of course, last but not least, Mistworm. Great tech, one of the best cards around. That's my Karakuris. Please look at it. It's a really good deck. And, yeah, I hope a lot of you use it. Subscribe.